The JV and Sandy Show podcast. Stream it on the iHeartRadio app.
Five northbound for some stop and go speeds, about a 7 to 8 minute slowdown going from Onion Creek Parkway up to William Cannon. I'm Jason Foster with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Randall's. In a rush and don't have time to shop for groceries? Let Randall's do the shopping for you. Now at Randall's, get $30 off your first online order. With free pickup or delivery, you will always get the same great prices, deals, and rewards as in-store. Shop Randalls.com or in the app.
Take me out to the ball game.
Book a stay out of town.
Book a spa package and lounge by the pool.
The kids agree that this trip really rules,
so we'll book an apartment with space for the whole family. And it's 1, 2, 3 clicks away to your perfect Booking.com stay.
The right stay can make you a fan of any U.S. city. Booking.com, Booking.yeah.
Official accommodation partner of MLB.
You know what's faster than your paycheck? Literally everything. It's time to get your pay up to speed. With Earnin, you can access your pay as you work instead of waiting days and weeks for a paycheck. Get up to $150 a day with a max of $750 between paydays. No interest, no credit checks, and no mandatory fees. Because, hey, it's your money. Download the Earnin app now to get it and join millions of people making any day payday. That's EARNIN. Earnin is not a bank. Access limits are based on your earnings and risk factors available in select states. Expedited transfer is available for a fee. Terms and restrictions apply. Visit Earnin.com for full details.
Are you a business owner, CEO, or responsible for marketing? If you are, iHeartMedia can help you reach your goals and find new customers. We reach more consumers in your target area than anyone else. And we can give you access to those potential customers more cost effectively across radio, digital, podcasting, and social. We'd love to show you how iHeartMedia can work for you. Get started today at iHeartAdvertising.com. That's iHeartAdvertising.com.
Okay, raise your hand if you want to make your life a little bit easier. Great. Now raise your other hand if you like to be comfortable. Perfect. Now that you have both hands raised, imagine putting on your shoes. And that, folks, right there is your answer to an easier, more comfortable life. Go hands-free with Skechers Slip-ins. This is footwear you don't need your hands to put on. They can be raised in the air, and you can just step it and go. Why don't you experience what people can't stop talking about? Life-changing Skechers Slip-ins. Get your slip-ins at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
Get the Apple Leasing Advantage today. Visit appleleasing.com. That's appleleasing.com.
From the studio who brought you the #1 podcast, The Piketon Massacre. This is Murder 101.
A group of high school students started a project to research a string of unsolved murders.
Those murders happened in the mid-1980s.
He's out there doing stuff. He just didn't stop.
What if this guy's still alive? What if he comes after us?
For 3 decades, the mystery remained unsolved.
It wasn't just a class assignment, it was real life.
These women really deserve justice. They were just living their lives and they had their whole lives ahead of them.
There's a pretty good chance he's still alive.
It was a little scary, I'm not going to lie.
Once you start getting a few tips or a few leads, then the cold case isn't so cold anymore.
What seemed like an ordinary high school class turned out to be anything but.
Listen on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and listen now.
Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, KVET AM Austin. Your home for the Horns. Make us the #1 preset in your car and on the free new and improved iHeartRadio app. Free never sounded so good.
The morning kickoff. The morning kickoff.
It's the morning kickoff with Mike Hardball Hardge and the world's strongest man, WWE Hall of Famer Mark Henry, on your home for the Horns. 1300 The Zone.
Good morning, Austin, K-Town, Pflugerville, H-Town, Pearland, El Paso, San Antonio, and Silsbee, Texas, or wherever you may be listening. This is a Longhorns Monday edition of the Morning Kickoff right here on Sports Radio AM 1300 the zone. Ooh, we got a show for you for a Longhorns Monday edition. We're going to talk NBA free agency. LeBron opts in, but somebody else is in trouble. We'll also talk about Arch Manning as he talked to reporters at the Manning camp. I'm going to give some love for Shohei Ohtani and someone that passed away. Dylan Valentis stays hot. SEC's best case and worst case scenarios. And, of course, I got to do that hockey. What? We'll explain a little bit later. But right now, I want to introduce the world's strongest man, WWE Hall of Famer. He is the Mark Henry.
Good morning, Austin.
And, of course, we got our guy Marcus behind the boards. And if you want to be a part of the show, all you have to do is text the word Texas, followed by your message to 81530. Standard data and message rates may apply. That's the word Texas, followed by your message to 81530. Standard data and message rates may apply. And as always, we want to make sure that you're using that new and improved and always free iHeartRadio app. We got a red microphone. We're going to give you a chance to win a pair of tickets today. You got to be tuning in because I will give you the keyword, and all you got to do is leave a message. Now, let's start the show off with some serious news, but also some fun news. The serious news is, guess what? LeBron James has opted into his contract to get that money from the LA Lakers. 52.9. Run me my money. Whoa. And that will run him through the 2026 season. But let's hear from Sham Charania.
5 p.m. today, the deadline for players or teams to exercise options. One of those players with the decision to make is LeBron James. What more can you tell us?
Phil, LeBron James is opting in to his nearly $53 million player option for the 2025-2026 season. So what we do know is he will be playing a record 23rd NBA season. Still not sure whether he's going to play one more season or he has multiple years left. But I'm told he wants to compete for a championship next season. And he is uncertain about the Lakers roster moving forward. And my understanding is James is supportive of the Lakers positioning themselves around Luka Doncic, building for the future. And Rich Paul told me this morning, the Clutch Sports CEO, that the Lakers have been true partners of his and LeBron James for 8 seasons while he's been there. But as we see right there, he also told me the franchise is going to do what's best for them. They understand that they have to do what's best for the long term. And this adds an interesting wrinkle here in free agency. LeBron James is evaluating how he wants to finish his career.
That's different. Now LeBron is looking at it and saying, I'm going to take this money, but somebody going to have to pick up this money when I get ready to move. And he understands. This is the good thing, that he understands that they're building around Luka. I wonder if LeBron has kind of leaned into Luka and saying, you're the captain now. This is your time. Luka is working his behind off. He's slimmed down. He's done
17
everything.
pounds.
Yeah, and it needed.
He needed to.
Yes.
Because they said that he was 260.
Well, think about it, but he's
260 at guard.
He's a large man.
I mean, he's 6'8".
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. LeBron's 270, 280, and he looked different, though.
LeBron is hard.
Yeah, that's what
now
I'm saying.
Luka is trying to become that guy, which I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. But LeBron, I would want the money too, because when you have the money, you have the power. LeBron could easily tell the Lakers, hey, look, let's distribute this $52 million with bringing in a center. They can sign Ayton. They can sign 2 big guys.
Yeah.
And he could take, like we talked about last week, hey, extend me 3 years, give me $25 million per season, and then let's distribute that money elsewhere, and I'll get mine in the end.
Yep.
He's a billionaire. He's one of like 2 billionaire athletes walking the planet.
Yeah.
So it's not about money to him. If he wants to win another championship, he's going to have to give that money up.
Do you think LeBron is wearing off on Luka because of the LeBron has an extreme off-season workout plan and in-season workout plan, and the fact that Luka lost 17 pounds, it just seems like
he's rubbed off on him. You can't do that during the season. Remember we talked about that? Like you can't say, hey man, we in the middle of the season, you need to start eating better. Now Luka has somebody bringing him food every 3 hours.
Well,
he's got a nutritionist now. He never had one, guys.
Well, I think too.
He was smoking cigarettes and drinking beer at halftime.
The one thing that I think changed the entire perspective was he saw that he wasn't invincible. He saw that he wasn't untradeable. He understands now that this is a business, and as me being able to run my business, I've got to change some things about myself to be able to be at this level. He was still great.
Yeah.
But think about how good he can be or will be once he figures this out.
But Luka has his weaknesses. And when you have weaknesses, you got to fix those weaknesses from the organization side, not just the player side.
But it's also
Austin Reeves, give me one. Yeah. Austin Reeves is asking for $30 million.
Yeah.
That you cannot pay him that. He opted out of his contract so he could be a free agent and he can go to the highest bidder. He's already said, listen, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
Same thing with Dorian Finney-Smith. He realized that he can get more money somewhere else. Let him.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you on that. There's a time and a place for all of this. And let's not forget, the Lakers got new ownership.
Yeah, and the new owners
is not playing the game.
They're not playing that.
So it's like, hey, we know what we're doing. We got money being made by the Dodgers. We're going to make money over here, but we got to make business decisions that is going to help us all the way around.
Hardge, the best idea I heard the Lakers mulling around is going to Oklahoma City and bringing home the guy that they let go, which they never should have let go.
They ain't bringing home Caruso, dog.
If you bring Caruso and put him in there as an alternate that play behind Luka, bro, you've changed the game. You have a defensive guy. You can put him out there and let him play defense. That's what Luka's weakness is. Yeah. He's not the best defensive player. So you bring in people around him, the Mark Williams of the world. I mean, not Mark Williams, that played at Portland.
They talking about bringing in you talking about DeAndre Ayton.
DeAndre Ayton.
But they're also talking about bringing in Brook Lopez as well. He's somebody that's being thrown around out there.
They need all of them.
They need the cavalry to be able to stop it.
Bring in some big guys that deter people from coming in there. And you want guys that had success against Joker.
No doubt. Well, somebody else that needs some defense, and that's going to be Malik Beasley. Malik Beasley's name is being thrown around in an investigation.
Defense attorney.
Yeah, amid a gambling investigation. And it has been relayed that the U.S. District Attorney's Office has opened up an investigation into Beasley regarding allegations of gambling related to NBA games and prop bets. And when I tell you, you start to look at this guy, Beasley, who's had drama. Remember, he was one of the guys that was dating Lars Pippen, as well as being in them streets with a couple of other people. Remember what happened with Jonte Porter as he was gambling. How do you make prop bets? Well, it's like what we talked about before. If a guy is supposed to get 20 and a half points, you take the over-under. Well, if you go in there and you start to look and you see Malik Beasley supposed to get 6.5 points, 6.5 rebounds, and the dude either has got a lot of money being thrown on it to the under, unusual amounts of money, it creates an issue and it flags it, especially when it comes to NBA players and a guy that we all know is not that popular of a player. But you go back and you start to look at some of the things that were being done. And here's some thoughts and some sounds of Malik Beasley being involved in some possible point shaving.
Beasley's going to get it off. One last shot. How about Beasley? 21 points. Carl Anthony Towns with words from Marcus Morris.
Beasley went on to that bucket. Malik Beasley goes coast to coast with 5 seconds left to cut the lead from 9 to 7. The point spread was 8 plus 8.5. So there was 5 seconds left. You don't even dribble the thing out. You still lost the game.
Yeah.
And you go in and do that. But let's wait. There's more. When he was with the Bucks, he ended up saying something that kind of made you scratch your head.
I came here for a championship. I bet on myself. I bet that we would win. And we just came up short.
Huh? I bet.
You're making it obvious.
You said, I bet on myself. And I bet that we would win. And you verbalize that? Now they going through all of his sound and his.
You know what he meant. He meant that he bet on himself.
Yeah.
And he took. I don't think that it was.
He's under investigation for a possible crime that it was committed.
I mean, this is a setup.
Yeah.
Y'all setting me up.
Check your words and use them properly.
They gonna Rico him.
Exactly. We're just getting started on the Longhorns Monday edition of the Morning Kickoff. When we come back, we're going to hear Arch Manning. That's right. He's getting a lot of conversation, and rightfully so. We'll hear from him and so much more right here on a Longhorns Monday edition of the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone.
The Craig Way Show, weekdays at 2.
Our iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One, is back in Vegas.
T-Mobile Arena.
September 19th and 20th, streaming live only on Hulu. 15 artists, 2 nights, 1 stage. Get tickets now at AXS.com.
Capital One is the proud presenting partner of iHeartRadio Music Festival, bringing great products, rewards, and services to its customers. What's in your wallet?
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center. Odoo.com, the only business software you'll need.
A couple of issues along 130 this morning. Going southbound on 130, watch out for reports of an accident at Pierce Lane. There's also a crash on the northbound service road of 130 at Gaddis School Road. And looking at the drive over on Mopac going northbound, no issues going from Barton Springs over to 2222. I'm Jason Fossick with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. A great alternative to a mobile phone for your kids. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get 60% off. Free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off.
Hey, it's JB and Sandy for our friends at Koala Cooling. Scott and Stacy, you know, the same great people behind Kangaroo that I've been telling you about for a while. They are the same people that own Koala Cooling and Plumbing. They're great people to know, and they're really great to know if you've got AC problems.
When I do big decisions like this, I like to know the owners.
Yeah.
I've met Scott and Stacy, great people. You do not want to get caught with your pants down in Texas with a broken air conditioner. The way to prevent that, even if your AC is working fine right now, is to set up a service plan. Have them come check it, and it may end up saving you a bunch of money. If you're unfortunately in the need of help right now, call them immediately to get you cooled off again, because it's only going to get worse in the next few months.
And don't forget about plumbing. If you've been putting off a repair for a leaky faucet or a clogged drain, Koala can help you out with that too. Contact them at koalacooling.com or call 512-759-8800.
With great deals coming this Prime Day, July 8th through the 11th, greatness is a deal away. So if you love baking, you can get a deal on a new mixer, transforming you into the Lord of the Loaves.
Hear ye, make way for the badding of brioche, the sultan of sourdough, the Lord of the Loaves, Prime Member Dave!
Yeah, hi?
Shop great deals this Prime Day, July 8th through the 11th.
I'm Dr. Damon Tanton for Viome. Viome's full body intelligence test is the new science in anti-aging and life-extending insights. Viome analyzes your biological age to see if your body is aging too rapidly. You'll learn how making simple, precise changes in certain foods and supplements can, get this, slow your aging, keep you looking young, and help prevent future health issues. Next, Viome doctors design supplements specifically to your body's needs. Their job is to slow down and help reverse how fast your body is aging. And your Viome microbiome test reveals why you have stomach issues, don't sleep well, have low energy, even why you can't lose weight and more. Viome reboots your body to live longer, live healthier, and look younger.
Viome is changing lives. Order your full body intelligence test online and save $50. Viome guarantees rapid, remarkable health improvements your doctor will notice. Visit Viome.com, promo code THRIVE. That's VIOME.com, promo code THRIVE.
Hi, Zoe Saldana. Welcome to T-Mobile. Here's your new iPhone 16 Pro on us.
Thanks. And here's my old phone to trade in.
You don't need a trade-in. When you switch to T-Mobile, we'll give you a new iPhone 16 Pro. Plus, we'll help you pay off your old phone up to $800, and you still get to keep it.
There's always a trade-in.
Not right now at T-Mobile.
I feel like I have to give you something in return for karma.
That's okay.
I don't really have much in my purse. Oh, let's see. Hand sanitizer. It's lavender.
I'm good. Seriously.
Let me check this pocket. Oh, mints?
Really, I'm fine.
Oh, I have raisins. I'm a mom. Wait 1 sec. I've got cupcakes in the car.
It's our best iPhone offer ever. Switch to T-Mobile. Get a new iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence on us. No trade-in needed. We'll even pay off your phone up to $800.
With 24 monthly bill credits, new line $100 plus a month on experience beyond finance agreement $999.99 and qualifying ported. For well qualified plus tax and $10 connection charge. Payoff via virtual prepaid card. Allow 15 days. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. See T-Mobile.com.
Back to Hardge and Henry in the morning kickoff on 1300 The Zone.
Welcome back to the morning kickoff right here on Sports Radio AM 1300. The Zone. Mike Hardball, Mark Henry, and of course we've got our guy Marcus behind the boards. Coming up in the next segment, we'll do the Hardge Knocks Life, where I'll talk a little bit about Major League Baseball and what we are seeing across the Major League Baseball landscape as we get closer and closer to the All-Star in a couple of weeks. Also, make sure you tune in at 8:34 for the World's Strongest Take, brought to you by the World's Strongest Man, the Mark Henry. And, of course, we've got so much more for you. Right now, I want to talk a little bit about Texas football, the conversations that are being had, and what exactly it is that is going on with the Texas Longhorns as we get closer and closer to the kickoff of the NFL season. The NCAA season. Arch Manning continues to be the topic of conversation. The Manning family camp was going on in Louisiana, and a lot of local reporters from here got a chance to go there. So we got a bunch of interviews from our guy Corey Mose, Noah Gross, and so many more. But I wanted to get into this conversation because you think about what Arch Manning is, the legacy, and Marcus, you and I talked about this a little bit earlier, that family tree of football, especially at that position. So you've been around success and you know what it's about, so you know how to carry yourself. But you also have mentors, and one of the biggest mentors for Arch Manning was Quinn Ewers. And he was asked, what did he learn from Quinn?
Yeah, I've learned a lot. Learned a lot about myself. Picked up a lot from Quinn's game and just how he handled everything, whether it was on the football side of it, the mental piece, the media, and just take bits and pieces to try to add to my game, and learned a lot over the last 2 years. I'm blessed I had that time to grow as a person and a player.
And the one thing about it is Quinn is somebody that didn't spend a lot of time with the media. Although he was the quarterback of the University of Texas, he knew that everything that he said was going to be under a microscope. There were going to be people that believed in him, that didn't believe in him. There was so much that was going on. But Arch did take some of that, and you could tell by his laid-back type of mindset. And he was asked about this too. Who do you model your game after? Because obviously he's got two great uncles that played at a high level and a grandfather.
Outside of your family, who do you watch film-wise? What quarterback do you want to try to model your game after?
I'm watching a lot of Josh Allen and Joe Burrow right now. Those are my guys. So.
Why? I heard a lip smack back here. Why did you?
Because they're dogs. You know, I'm watching some of their college film right now. Just good players, elite competitors, and fun to watch.
To my, I guess, extremely untrained eye with Josh, I mean, he's got the mobility too. What are you picking up from watching him?
He's just like the ultimate football player. If someone's not there, he's going to make something happen and do whatever he can to make his team win.
Well, Mark, there's your There's your conversation piece right there of being able to make something happen when it's not there. What'd you say? You need to make sure that you get down, my friend. Don't be running
Listen,
around.
if that guy can, I know he's going to see 20 yards and go, I can get it. I can get that 20 yards. No, I need you to slide. I need you to run out of bounds.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to make the defense mad. And that third down conversion or fourth down conversion and you run 7 yards and you slide, it's demoralizing.
Right.
It kicks you in the gut. Like when you just go, we got to go 4 more plays against these guys.
Right.
And that is what you need, attrition. You need to get teams just so tired and beat up and frustrated, then you can hit them.
Yep.
You know, you can hit them with the big punch.
And he's been able to do that throughout his career thus far and going back to his high school time. But speaking of going back in time, let's not forget when the young man was on campus and in the first week, he had to go to the principal's office a couple times because he just kept forgetting his ID.
What did that experience tell you what like being a student at UT would be like when you went viral for that immediately?
Yeah, you know, that was interesting. It was like my first week on campus, graduated early, lost my ID, and then I got a FaceTime call from SART saying the girl, because they can get into the building, the ID, she like went right into his office and gave her my ID, and he FaceTimed me with the ID. I was like, great. It was a good first week. Then went viral. So,
Did you see the fan in the stands at DKR with the flag of your ID?
Yeah, my mom sent me a picture of that with your old flag, or guy with the flag. That was cool. That was pretty fun.
Would you have been able to sign the ID? Like, since you got to deal with Panini, would you have been able to do that?
Yeah, well, I mean, I went to Charleston last summer, and I think someone stole my ID, actually. So I don't know where it is.
Oh, no. So like your actual license?
No, I got my real license.
Okay.
My student IDs, yeah.
Oh, do you think there's somebody getting into bars as Arch Manning out there?
Maybe. 21 now, so it's fair game.
This dude, his chill mode is on a 10 all the time.
I'll take it because you know what? When stuff breaks down,
yeah,
everybody gonna see that cool thing that you see in the huddle.
Yeah.
And I remember hearing stories about Vince Young going to the huddle, singing rap songs, and guys like, "Hey man, it's third down and 1. We inside our own 20.
Right.
Dog.
Don't worry about
got
it.
this.
Yeah, don't worry
Relax.
about it.
Y'all just do your job. Come on, break.
Yeah.
You know, like if you can disarm your team and you don't feel nervous, man, that's a bonus.
That's definitely a point of emphasis to the fact that everything's always going to be calm, cool, and collected when you start to think about who he is and what's going on with him. It's been impressive thus far, the way that he's been carrying himself. So as a Texas fan, you have to understand. But as a father, you got to understand patience. And that's what Cooper Manning has described when it comes to his son and getting his opportunity to play quarterback at the University of Texas.
He's been patient, and I'm proud of the way he's handled everything. Working hard and preparing like he was going to be the guy every day, and now it's his time, and hopefully he takes advantage of it. He wanted to go to Texas from the get-go, so that you want to go there, you want to work hard, you want to earn your spot, and if it means waiting a little bit, that's part of life. Things aren't given to you, and you got to earn them, and he's certainly earned a spot, and he's excited about the opportunity.
He has earned his spot, and he's excited about the opportunity. And the one thing that everybody continues to talk about is the patience that he has shared and where he's got it from. You think about it. He had plenty of people, I'm sure, sliding in the DMs trying to get him to come to their university, promising him all kinds of things. But the fact remained that he wanted to stay here, go through the process, understand that biding my time is going to lead to bigger and better things. And let's not forget that everybody talks about the fact that this kid loves being a college student at the University of Texas. Now, I'm not going to say it wouldn't have been great somewhere else because he is a Manning, but being here at the University of Texas, being able to be around his brother and sister, and then, of course, family members being able to come in. This is a direct flight, folks. Like, you think about some of the other towns in this conference, There's not a lot of direct flights to where you can land in the city you need to be in. You got to land somewhere and drive some more hours to get to almost every single place in the South. It's a little bit different. So he's enjoying Austin, Texas, and what's not to enjoy when it comes to Austin, Texas.
Yeah, I mean, Austin is a city that is designed for fun. It's like Vegas, Nashville, Asheville, Portland.
Yep.
Those cities are, you want to go hear live music, you want to go eat nice, you want to stay in high-end hotels and party hardy.
Yep.
And if you just happen to be a college football fan, there's no greater city in America for college sports than right here in Austin, Texas.
I couldn't agree more.
Austin, Texas, baby.
Austin, Texas, baby. Yeah, I mean, you start to look at how these things are breaking down and where he's been able to understand his role. And now it's his team. There's no going back from it. Everything will have to be in a certain level. And we'll talk about that at the top of the hour about the SEC best case, worst case scenarios when it comes to football teams. But you start thinking about this team, this organization, and the leadership part of it when you have Coach Sark and you have the coaching staff that have been together the entire time. It's huge, man.
Yeah.
It's huge.
You know, you ever see those way too soon forecasts?
Oh, yeah.
There's a way too soon forecast of Marshall Manning.
Oh, yeah.
Coming to Austin in 7 years.
Yeah, Peyton's
7 years?
Yeah.
Who's thinking about 7 years from now?
Coming up next, obviously the Mannings are. Coming up next, we're going to talk Major League Baseball in the Hard Knocks life. There's a guy that is just so good. We have to start talking about him even more. Right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone.
The JB and Sandy Show podcast. Stream it on the iHeartRadio app.
The right lane's blocked off by a stalled vehicle going eastbound on Highway 71 at FM 973. Looking onto the 130 toll road southbound for reports of an accident causing some minor delays at Pierce Lane, as well as an accident on the opposite end of 130 on the service road northbound at Gaddis School Road. I'm Jason Fostick with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Randall's. In a rush and don't have time to shop for groceries? Let Randall's do the shopping for you. Now at Randall's, get $30 off your first online order. With free pickup or delivery, you will always get the same great prices, deals, and rewards as in-store. Shop Randalls.com or in the app.
This is Mark Henry, the world's strongest man. Discover the true taste of Texas at Mom's Food, Smokehouse, and Delicatessen, where everything is handcrafted in-house, from the mustard to the bacon. Proudly featured in the inaugural Michelin Guide of Texas, they source the finest products from local producers. Visit us at 5811 Manor Road, Austin, Texas, or find them at your favorite farmer's market. Pre-order their barbecue today. Don't you keep the best delicatessen in Austin a secret. Tell them Mark Henry sent you.
The Athletes Unlimited Softball League is coming to Round Rock July 17th through the 20th at Dell Diamond. Watch these legendary AUSL Pro softball players on the Bandits and Vaults battle it out, including Sis Bates, Rachel Garcia, Skylar Wallace, Texas-owned Bella Dayton, and many more. To learn more, go to the AUSL.com and get your tickets today. That's the AUSL.com for tickets. Athletes Unlimited Softball, July 17th through the 20th at Dell Diamond in Round Rock. AUSL, this is legendary.
Our iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One, is coming back to Las Vegas, September 19th and 20th. Streaming live only on Hulu. Tickets are on sale now at AXS.com. Get your tickets today. AXS.com.
Need space that's designed to last? Mueller Inc. delivers pre-engineered steel buildings customized for your style. From garages and workshops to barns, warehouses, even airplane hangars. Our bolt-together buildings are designed to last decades with proper installation and maintenance. Designed for strength, engineered for Texas. Visit us today at any of our locations across the Austin area, including Marble Falls and Spicewood. Or go to MuellerInc.com.
Shop simple. It doesn't get any easier. You're looking for a new Ford. You don't have time to spend hours at the dealership. You're busy. So Leif Johnson Ford has made it simple. Pick yours at LeifJohnsonFord.com. We can bring it to you for a home test drive. Once you determine it's perfect, you can arrange financing, value your trade, and sign all your paperwork digitally. Then simply tell us where and when you want to take delivery. Leaf Johnson Ford. Leaf Johnson Ford has made buying a new Ford simple.
Whoa. More fiber?
What?
Down here, buddy. It's me, your spoon. Constipation with belly pain still coming back?
Yeah.
Talk to your doctor. It could be irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C, but Linzess could help you get ahead of it.
Linzess linaclotide is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
On the diamond, Cam Smith smacked an RBI single in the 8th inning to lift the Astros past the Phillies at home on Thursday. Brian Abreu picks up the win. Astros complete the 3-game sweep and win their 4th straight overall. On the hardwood, the Wings host the Fever tonight in WNBA action. Dallas is 4-12 this season. And in MLS action, Austin FC visits the Seattle Sounders tomorrow. I'm Trey Bender.
This is Chris Broussard. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by DraftKings.
DraftKings is all about responsible gaming. It's more fun when it's for fun. So play responsibly. DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 or older. Age and eligibility vary by jurisdiction.
iHeartRadio's got you covered for the summer. Hit play on the perfect summer playlist like Summer Classics. Road tripping with commercial-free weekends on Smells Like the 90s. Or zone out in the shade with a good podcast. Your summer soundtrack is already in your pocket with the free iHeartRadio app. Find your next summer preset now.
iHeartRadio. Catch every pitch with the Round Rock Express on 1300 The Zone.
All right, I want to get into this conversation because of the fact that we haven't talked a ton of baseball. But let me just say this. The more and more I sit back and I watch some of the things that are going on in Major League Baseball, I still remain in awe. And one of the people that makes me remain in awe is Shohei Ohtani. What we have been able to witness with Shohei Ohtani, you can't compare it to Babe Ruth because Babe Ruth wasn't doing it at this type of level. Babe Ruth wasn't able to steal bags, wasn't able to hit the way that Ohtani hits for average, home runs, slugging percentage, wins against replacement, and oh yeah, he pitches. Shohei Ohtani has hit 29 home runs this year and struck out 3 batters as a pitcher. Babe Ruth never hit more than 29 home runs and struck out more than 3 batters in a single season. I mean, you start to think about what Shohei Ohtani truly is to the game of baseball, and you actually marvel at it. But I want you to hear what Shohei Ohtani, who's already had Tommy John surgery, is able to do by coming back from the surgery and throwing harder than what he did before.
For walk of the season for Ohtani, first and second for Pasquantino. Ohtani checks Witt on second, focuses on Pasquantino, and busts 100 on the inside corner. On the ground to second. Kim has 1, and there is 2.
Shohei Ohtani is something to marvel at. The other night, he threw 4 pitches over 100 miles an hour. He also had exit velocity of over 100 miles an hour. He has become something that people marvel at. You used to say, I don't want to leave to go to get to the concession stand because I don't want to miss a Barry Bonds, a Mark McGwire, Sammy Sosa at bat. You're doing that now because you don't want to miss his at bat and you don't want to miss him on the mound because he's an absolute freak.
Don't drink a lot.
Yeah, don't be dehydrated. Don't be dehydrated. Make sure you hydrated
They
before
need
you
to
get
start
there.
selling a gallon of water so you don't have to like get up to go get drink.
Man, I'm just telling you, when you watch this guy play in every at bat, you might hear something like this.
On a 1-2 from Cameron. Ohtani hits a high fly ball to right field. In the sun, Caglione, he turns and watches it fly into the fountains. '29th of the season and his 8th leadoff home run. 1-0 Dodgers in a.
And that's the other part. He bats leadoff for you. He is just that guy that every time he shows up, you see something different from him.
Hardge, I heard one of the announcers say the other day that he's hit more balls that look like they're going to be pop-ups that they just carry out of the stadium. Like he didn't get it all.
Yeah.
And they're still going out.
He creates backspin like nobody else. The ability to get that barrel to the baseball and extend the way that he has been able to extend is truly, truly amazing when you think about it.
Is that the difference maker in his swing, or is it the size and power of the guy?
Both. He's a strong, powerful young man that continues to get better and better. The game looks like it's getting easier for him every time.
That's a little scary.
It is scary. And I've said it before, and I'm going to say it again. I still believe that he does not need to be the starting pitcher. I believe he needs to be the guy that comes out and closes out games. I think he needs to be the closer of the Dodgers.
But you know what? You look at the greatest save guys, they did that when they were older. So I think that while he's young, they're like, well, shoot, put him out there. Let him do his thing.
Yeah.
He'll have plenty of time to be a designated hitter, and he'll have plenty of time to be the sack, have a chance to be the saves leader, later on.
But I think the reason being, I'm saying that he needs to be the closer is because it saves the wear and tear on his arm.
But he's also been a guy that says that he rather only focus on pitching when he's pitching. So that could be the reason why he doesn't want to be a closer, because when he's pitching, he doesn't bat.
No, he does.
Oh, he does now?
Yeah, he's always done it.
I remember.
That's what I'm saying. He's a DH. He plays DH and he pitches. So he doesn't come out of the game. He never comes out. So the game, he is the starting pitcher and he is the DH and he bats leadoff.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Crazy. Like, that's why I firmly believe for him, and it saves his arm. He doesn't have to close every day.
And what about double headers? Like, does he do that in double headers, or would he take one of them off?
No, he's batting regardless. He's gonna be.
So he won't pitch all the time.
No,
but
he will. He's pitching every 5 days right now.
Wow.
He's pitching every 5 days. But somebody that is that type of player that was always fun to watch is Barry Bonds. News came out yesterday that the San Francisco Giants are going to build a statue of Barry Bonds and put it outside of their stadium.
Don't use the guy that made Dwayne Wade statue.
Or the one that did Ronaldo's.
Don't
use that guy. But yes, a Pittsburgh. He used to play for the Pittsburgh Pirates, and a Pittsburgh Pirate passed away. Dave Parker, who is going into the Hall of Fame in a couple weeks, passed away. He had been battling Parkinson. Dave Parker had one of the strongest arms in right field that you would ever see. When I signed with the St. Louis Cardinals in 1998, he was the batting instructor for them. So I got to spend some time with Dave Parker, one cool brother that was an old school player back in the day when he was with the Pirates, when they did the We Are Family Pittsburgh Pirates with Willie Stargell, Roberto Clemente.
Good for you, man.
They were outstanding people, and so we lost a great man in Dave Parker. If you want to see some cool highlights, go look at Dave Parker's highlights and watch him throw the baseball, because it was a thing of beauty. Coming up next, we're going to talk about somebody throwing a baseball and finally is recognized at a level that a lot of people have never seen. And it happened here at the University of Texas. You don't want to miss it. Right here on a Longhorns Monday edition of the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone.
Light the tower burnt orange.
Grounded to short, backhanded by Good, fires to first. Texas wins the national championship.
Texas softball has won their first national championship in program history.
The Longhorns are on top of the college softball world.
1300 The Zone, the home of national champion Texas softball.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center. Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
The right lane's blocked off by a stalled vehicle going eastbound on Highway 71 and FM 973. Looking onto the 130 toll road southbound for reports of an accident causing some minor delays at Pierce Lane, as well as an accident on the opposite end of 130 on the service road northbound at Gaddis School Road. I'm Jason Fossick with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell. Crispy chicken's better in a Taco Bell taco or burrito or both. Try Taco Bell's new crispy chicken taco and or burrito today at participating Taco Bell stores for a limited time only while supplies last. Contact store for availability.
Summertime is officially here, y'all. Time for those road trips, lake days, and family adventures. And your neighbors at Covert Ford Hutto, well, they've got you covered. Take $16,850 off MSRP on a new 2024 Ford Expedition Timberline and $14,279 off MSRP on a new 2025 Ford F-150 Platinum. Big adventures start at Covert Ford Hutto. CovertFordHutto.com.
In the podcast, The United States of Kennedy, two Kennedy-obsessed hosts with contrasting perspectives take a deep dive into the Kennedy family's impact, good and bad, on American culture. This week, we're talking about Teddy Kennedy and Chappaquiddick.
There's the official record, and then there's a lot of other theories about what happened that night, and I have my own.
Listen on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Follow the United States of Kennedy and start listening on the free iHeart Radio app today.
4th of July savings are here at the Home Depot, so it's time to get your grilling on. Pick up the Traeger Pro Series 22 pellet grill and smoker, now on special buy for $389, was $549. Smoke a rack of ribs or bake an apple pie. This grill is versatile enough to do it all. This summer, no matter how you like your steaks, your barbecues are guaranteed to be well done. Celebrate 4th of July with fast free delivery on select grills right now at the Home Depot. Subject to availability.
Discover the 4th of July sale at Target. Save 20% on clothing and swimwear for women, select cookies with Target Circle, and up to 50% off Sunsquat sporting goods. Get ready for a fireworks-worthy celebration with patriotic cookies, fun sports gear, and of course, spectacular fits. The deal's end July 5th, so hurry and get 20% off apparel, select cookies with Target Circle, and 50% off Sunsquat sports gear, only at Target. Restrictions apply.
With great deals coming this Prime Day, July 8th through the 11th, greatness is a deal away. So if you love baking, you can get a deal on a new mixer, transforming you into the Lord of the Loaves.
Hear ye! Make way for the baron of brioche, the sultan of sourdough, the lord of the loaves, prime member, Dave!
Yeah, hi?
Shop great deals this Prime Day, July 8th through the 11th.
The last thing anyone wants is to leave behind confusion, stress, or worse, family conflict. That's why estate planning isn't just for the wealthy. It's for families like mine, and probably like yours. With Trust and Will, I created my estate plan in minutes, from naming guardians for my kids to putting our house in a trust to avoid probate. Fast, affordable, and way easier than I thought. Every plan is designed by estate planning attorneys and customized for your state. Plans start at just $199 and include essentials like healthcare directives and power of attorney. With Trust and Will's bank-level security and built-in privacy protections, your personal information and your wishes stay safe. Whether you're newly married, raising kids, caring for aging parents, or just want peace of mind, Trust and Will makes it easy to protect what matters most. Go to trustandwill.com, use code RADIO at checkout, and save 20% on your personalized plan. Because there's no better time to protect the people you love. Trust and Will is an online estate planning service. See website for details.
Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, KVET AM Austin. Your home for the Horn. Think it's the #1 preset in your car and on the free new and improved iHeartRadio app. Free never sounded so good.
What's up, y'all? I'm Cheryl Swoops, WNBA champ, 3-time Olympian, and Basketball Hall of Famer.
And I am Tarika Foster Brasby, journalist, sports reporter, basketball analyst.
And we are here to talk about the obstacles that women face day to day.
Athlete or not, we know it takes a lot as women to be at the top of our game.
We want to share those stories.
So listen, we'll talk to athletes, coaches, media personalities, entertainers, working moms.
Because no matter who you are, there are levels to what we experience as women. And T and I have no problem going there.
So if you want to hear real women having real conversations, then tune into our new podcast, Levels to This, with Cheryl Swoops and Tarika Foster Brasby, an iHeart Women's Sports production in partnership with Deep Blue Sports and Entertainment.
Sports Radio 1300 The Zone. Hook 'em horns.
Welcome back to a Longhorns Monday edition of the Morning Kickoff right here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone. I just wanted to get into this conversation because there's so much that is going on with the University of Texas and certain players when it comes to baseball. But there was a unique situation that happened last week that Coach Schlossnagle was able to pull off one of the biggest tricks of the trade, and here's what it sounded like.
When you a few things to talk about it. One thing I was just curious, when you're out there pitching, do you ever look at the names, like the names that are like not during the game, but do you ever look at the names, all the retired numbers that are out there at Fishball?
Yeah. Oh, by the underneath the.
Yeah. Like Roger Clemens and those guys.
Yeah, I see those two that are open right next to it in the corners over there. I haven't seen that. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't envisioned my name up there before.
Really?
I really have. Yeah.
Wow.
Like, as soon as I got here, I noticed those two open spots, and I was like, yeah, kind of sick to have my name up there.
You think you'd stick with 99? You'd say maybe change your number at some point.
I would like to stick with 99.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So do you see the name Greg Swindell up there?
Yeah, I've seen that name.
Left-handed pitcher. Mm-hmm. How about Kurt Dressendorfer?
I've seen it. I just don't know really much about it.
Right-handed pitcher.
Right-handed.
And then Brooks Kieschnick. He's one of them. He's a pitcher and position player. Great hitter, great position player. All those guys played in the big leagues. Do you know what else they had in common? They were the Baseball American National Freshman of the Year. Just like you are.
Congrats. Thank you.
That's awesome.
And how cool is that? That is what it's all about. You know, you want to go out there and you want to play and you want to play at a high level and you never know what's going to happen. But what we've been able to see from Dylan Volantis is something that has been unbelievable throughout the season. This is the Baseball America's National Freshman of the Year. And he was able to do that, leading his team to the first ever SEC title for the Texas Longhorn team. It was genuine when you start to think about all the things that Coach Schlossnagle was talking to him about, how he believes in it. And one of the things that he was quoted as saying, and this was Coach Schlossnagle, he said what he's capable of doing, how he's responded, how consistent he was to his work habits and being a great human being. That's what makes him the way that he is. We're lucky to have him. And this is somebody that Texas got at the last part of the recruiting cycle to where he was able to come to the University of Texas. He is 6'6" and 212 pounds, but his numbers throughout his freshman year were the things that made him the National Player of the Year. He was All-American. He's been on all the All-American teams. But just the fact of what he's been able to achieve at the University of Texas. And the cool thing about it is we have him for 2 more seasons on the campus, and we believe that he will probably be the Friday night starter, but you never know. He's done such a great job. The cool thing is, a lot of people don't understand this. He was a water polo player as well coming out of California. So you start to look at how the strength that he has, the ability to throw as many strikes as he does and have the consistency in which he was this past year was something that I'm pretty excited about for the Texas Longhorns. And something you need to be excited about is an opportunity to win a pair of tickets to go see Lainey Wilson September the 18th at the Moody Center. All you got to do is get over to the iHeartRadio app, tap in AM 1300 The Zone, or just go to that preset on which you're listening to me right now and leave the message 4. The number 4 is the word of the day for a chance to win a pair of tickets to go see Lainey Wilson September the 18th at the Moody Center. The number is 4 today, and that's the key word. Also, make sure you tune in to the Craig Way Show this afternoon. You'll get a chance to listen, get a chance to win a pair of tickets to go see another act. But, of course, you can always just listen on the always free iHeartRadio app and listen to the Craig Way Show right here on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone, the home of all of UT athletics. You can hear all of it here or on the iHeartRadio app. I wanted to talk about this too because we just got done talking Texas baseball, and one of the things that I don't think a lot of people are paying attention to in major leagues is the fact that Jeremy Pena of the Houston Astros is quietly having one of the best years he could have possibly had. I'm a big fan of Jeremy Pena. If you know me for a while, I told Julia Clark now, that I thought that he was going to be able to replace Alex Correa real easy. Carlos Correa. And that's exactly what he was able to do. He went out and played at an unbelievable level in his rookie year. He won the Gold Glove his rookie year. He won the World Series. He got to the big leagues and did that so quickly that he was ready for stardom. And then a lot of folks was kind of questioning his performance. Well, since they moved him to the leadoff position, all he's been able to do is go out there and absolutely rake. That's why he and the Astros are in the position that they're in, and he has been able to be a leader on that. Now, here's the thing. Because of the day and age of players that are now getting paid, it is important to understand that over the last few months, he fired his old agent and hired, that's right, folks, Scott Boras. Scott Boras is going to get this young man paid. So this is where, if you're an Astros fan, what is your front office going to do? You've seen him let other players walk, Carlos Correa, Alex Bregman, George Springer, so many of your nucleus that helped win the World Series. Now he's got Scott Boras. Is he going to be $300 million, $400 million? Is he going to be listed as one of those top players in the game? Because right now, a lot of people aren't talking about him, but go look up his numbers. He is quietly putting together a very, very impressive campaign. So it's going to be real interesting to see how this all plays out. But Carlos Pena is a name that you are going to have to pay attention to. Did I just call him Carlos? I think I did. Jeremy Pena, excuse me, not Carlos. Carlos Correa.
You just mixed them into one player.
Exactly. Well, he's turned out to be one hell of a player, like the old Carlos Correa. Hour number 1 of the Longhorns Monday edition of the Morning Kickoff is in the books. Hour number 2 is just around the corner. SEC best and worst case scenarios, AFC West, world's strongest take, and so much more right here coming up in hour number 2 of the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio AM 1300, The Zone.
If you're thinking about getting a new car, have you thought about leasing a new car and leasing it from Apple Leasing? Their number is 346-9977. Here's just a few reasons why leasing a car from Apple Leasing might be better than financing a new car. Lower monthly payments. The lease agreement payments typically involve lower monthly payments than financing that exact same car. Another reason to lease from Apple Leasing, reduced upfront cost. Leasing often requires a minimal down payment. One of my favorite reasons to lease from Apple Leasing is lower repair and maintenance costs. The car that you lease from Apple Leasing is under a manufacturer warranty during the lease. Repair costs are often minimal, if any. Those are just a few reasons why you should lease your next car from Apple Leasing. That, and they'll get you any make and any model with one phone call. Call them today at 346-9977. That's 346-9977, or go to appleleasing.com.
Take me out to the ball game.
Book a stay out of town.
Book a spa package and lounge by the pool.
Luxury travel, no hassle for you.
So I'll book a boutique stay.
With a gym and breakfast that's free.
And it's 1, 2, 3 clicks away to your perfect Booking.com stay.
The right stay can make you a fan of any U.S. city. Booking.com, Booking.yeah.
Official accommodation partner of MLB.
You ever go car shopping and just walk back to your old car and say, you know what? You're not so bad. Maybe a new paint job, maybe fix up those dents and dings. New car prices are going crazy now. Interest rates, prices, everything is up. Mako can make your current ride look like new. Paint touch-ups, dent repairs, fresh bumper. It's a little like a car makeover is what it is. And right now, they got the spring specials going. Perfect time to get in. You get that free estimate. Quick turnaround, by the way. Real value. That's what Mako does. And we're keeping our cars longer. So make your current ride feel new again. Before you shell out for something new, make your old look new. Go to Mako.com today. You'll find a shop near you and book an appointment. You're going to get a free estimate. You're going to love the community-based feel you get with Mako. That's Mako, MAACO.com. And remember, better get Mako.
Run a business and not thinking about radio? Think again. Because more people are listening to the radio and iHeart today than they were 20 years ago. And only iHeart Broadcast Radio connects with more Americans than TV, digital, social, any other media. Even twice as many teens than TikTok. And that reach means everything. Just think about the universal marketing formula. The number of consumers who hear your message times the response rate equals the results. Now let's get those results growing for your business. Radio's here now more than ever, and iHeart's leading the way. Think radio can help your business? Think iHeart. Streaming, podcasting, and radio, where the reach is real. Let us show you at iHeartAdvertising.com. Or call 844-844-iHeart. One more time, just call 844-844-iHeart and get radio working for you.
You've got an app for your music, but what about your favorite morning show, sports team, or live local news and weather?
Things start to change.
Yep, there's an app for all that too. iHeartRadio. Download the #1 app for radio, the free iHeartRadio app.
Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, KVET AM Austin. Your home for the Horns. Make us the #1 preset in your car and on the free new and improved iHeartRadio app. Free never sounded so good.
The morning kickoff.
The morning kickoff. It's the morning kickoff with Mike Hardball Hardge and the world's strongest man, WWE Hall of Famer Mark Henry, on your home.
Shohei Ohtani, Dave Parker, and Barry Bonds, and of course, Dylan Volantis. But right now, we are going to talk about the SEC's best and worst case scenarios of the win-loss records by CBS. We go into these conversations every single time, and we try to put the best product out there. And you know as well as I do that we're always against all odds. So we're going to take it from Texas A&M. We're also going to talk about Oklahoma, but we're definitely going to talk about the Texas Longhorns, as the Texas Longhorns has the best odds that are out there. But as you look at Texas A&M and the expectation going in every single year, the Aggie Land believes that this is their year every single time. But somehow, some way, they always come up a little bit short. And this year, their best case scenario, according to CBS Sports, is a 10-2 season. Can they get to that number? They have the quarterback, Marcel Reed, who is super athletic, and now there is no doubt on who he is and what he is. But it's been very difficult for Texas A&M to get to that 10-win mark. They start off hot every single year and always fall short. The last time that they were even a thought of being a contender, and this is no disrespect, is when Johnny Manziel was there. Johnny wins the Heisman, but the team wasn't all that. It was more of what Johnny was able to do, not as a collective team. But Mike Elko, damn good coach, really enjoy him, but he's been up against it.
Who's going to step up as a transcendent player for them? That's the thing. You got to have one guy that, despite all odds, he steps up and does something spectacular. Who's going to be that guy on this roster? And A&M always had good talent. That's not the issue. The issue is something always happens. Somebody drives 150 miles an hour in a parking lot. Somebody gets arrested. Somebody gets hurt. And then they decide, you know what? I'm just going to pack it in and I'll just wait the next season and go somewhere else. There's always something that goes wrong. And a lot of that stuff I feel like is the coaches don't have the pulse of the player. They don't completely buy in like we have here in Austin, where Coach Sark has the guys, when they start talking, it sounds like he's talking.
Right.
So, I mean, what they need a transcendent player, and they need to get everybody together.
Well, I think they believe that their transcendent player is going to be Marcel Reed, the quarterback, who is very, very talented. He got run last year. He got a chance to play at a high level. They also have Reuben Owens as a running back who was at one point was one of the top running backs in the state of Texas. If he can stay healthy, he has the ability to do some things. And they brought in transfer Amari Niblack. He's been getting a lot of love from a lot of people in College Station, transferring over from the University of Texas. But then you got to look at their defense. What are they going to do defensively? I love me some Torian York off of that team. I'm sure we're going to see him at SEC Media Days like we did last year. He is a guy that will get a lot of publicity, but you still have to make sure that you can go out there and handle their schedule. And then we talked about it. You know, the best case scenario for them, it was 10-2. The worst case scenario is 5-7.
I'm sure my brother is going to be very happy to hear that they're going to go 10-2. He would love that.
Right, but they have some challenges. They have to go on the road against Notre Dame. They play LSU, and they got to come to Texas. And then they have to play Florida at home. And their quarterback, DJ Lagway, is one of the best in the country and definitely in the SEC. So worst case scenario, they're 5-7. Best case, they're 10-2. And that's where we'll have Texas A&M.
Wow, Hardge, I don't know. That's such a big swing.
Yeah.
From 10-2 to 5-7.
Yeah, best and worst. Best and worst.
But I'm saying, like, the swing is so far.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I mean, if you just said, oh, man, they'll lose 4 games.
Right.
You'd be like, all right, but 7?
Yeah.
Like, that's too much of a swing for me and too inconsistent for me to say, okay, I think that's more valid.
Well,
where are they? Do you think that they're the good on the side, the best case?
I think they're
or
going to
the
do what
worst
they
case?
always do. I think they're going to win 8 games.
In the middle.
I think they're
Okay.
always going to be that 8-win
Okay.
team. That's like the
I'm with you.
Cowboys to a lot of people. You know, with Cowboys, for a long time, they would be 9-8 or 8-8 or right around that 10-7. I mean, they were always in the mix, so they believe that's where they are. Talking about those numbers and where they are, Oklahoma Sooners, their best case scenario is 10-2. Their worst case scenario is 5-7. But here's the other part about this. Okay, the odds to win the conference title is plus 2,400 for Oklahoma. For Texas A&M, at least it's in a good spot, they're plus 1,500. So people believe, obviously, that they're better than Oklahoma when you start to look at a chance to play for a conference title. But they brought in a new quarterback, Oklahoma did. They've made some changes, and they pretty much did a complete overhaul of their football team.
Well, Hardge, I think the biggest part of them was they played really hard. Oklahoma played really hard. You remember how hard they played Texas in that first half? Like, but the quarterback was the issue.
Yep.
Like, the quarterback couldn't throw the ball more than 20 yards. He was seeing ghosts. And then they bring in another guy, and then they bench him, and he was doing decent, but he still couldn't get the job done. And I don't think that it was a byproduct of the quarterbacks having inability to play quarterback. I think that they had no experience running against that Texas defense.
Right.
So that was the issue, I think. But they improved that quarterback. They brought in a guy that's a high percentage guy that can really operate, and he can throw it from every angle.
Right.
He reminds me actually a lot of Quinn Ewers.
Yeah.
And the running back, they brought in a running back that's one of the top running back in the country now.
Jeez.
So they improved offensively dramatically. Defensively, that's another question. They have the guys that we saw last year, and now they have a couple of young guys, but they're unproven.
Right.
So let's see how that's going to pan out. But I feel like 5-7 is a slap in the face.
Well, last year they were 6-6 on the year, and they were 2-6 in conference play. So they got
nowhere to go but up.
Exactly. They got an opportunity to do some things a little bit different. So then you have obviously the Texas Longhorns and their ability to get back to the title game, to win the title game and become SEC regular season champs. The conference title champs. They are plus 290. So that lets you know that a lot of people look at Texas as a championship caliber team. Their best case scenario, 12-0 in the season. Their worst case scenario is 8-4. So those are the types of things that you look at when you look at this Texas program, what they've been able to achieve over the few years. They highlight the fact that you have Anthony Hill and Colin Simmons on the defensive side of that ball that has a lot of experience when you think about it. And don't forget, you're adding in Trey Moore, who's been there, Ethan Burke, that front line. You got some guys that got transferred in that are going to play at an elite level. Obviously, they highlight the games between Ohio State, Florida, Oklahoma, and Georgia as the games to pay attention to. I guess that's why you look at the 4 losses, and they can be sprinkled throughout. But Arch Manning, they say if Arch Manning struggles, this would be why they would put them at an 8-4 record. After our conversations and what we played today, talking about Arch Manning, the confidence is not going to be a problem. The kid seems to be focused and really driven for that. But as anything else, he's a big old quarterback. You know, I mean, if he can stay healthy and do the things that Coach Sark is
that's what it's all about.
This is a great opportunity for him. And as this football team continues to roll on and you start to look at who's going to show up and who's not, that defense is what I'm leaning on this year. Defense is something that I'm looking at. The run game is going to be just fine because of what they had. But you start looking at some of the guys that Texas has brought in on that defensive side of the ball, you cannot help but understand that this is going to be a Texas team that rightfully so is going to be in for contention.
They're going to be a contender, Hardge, not just on the offensive side of the ball, but like we said, the defensive side of the ball. And if the offensive side of the ball struggles, that defense can carry them to a title.
Yeah, it was going to definitely need to be.
Yeah, we got to have Arch Manning stay upright. So if you want to make a defense mad, 8 yards and slide. Like, be consistent and think about tomorrow. If he can do that, then Texas is going to win a national championship.
Yeah, we can't wait. We're getting closer and closer to football season. Speaking of football, we're going to continue the conversation. The AFC West has been owned by the Chiefs, but are people closing the gap? We'll talk about it. Coming up next on the Longhorns Monday edition of the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone.
Do you ever feel like when you're talking, nobody is listening? Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone will listen to you. What is on your mind? Go! All you have to do is use the iHeartRadio app talkback feature when listening to AM 1300 The Zone.
Yo, hello, it's me. Enjoy the show.
We will get your message instantly, and we promise to listen to it.
Now, your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Green. That's green. Enter it now.
AM 1300 The Zone.
Our iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One, is back in Vegas.
T-Mobile Arena.
September 19th and 20th, streaming live only on Hulu. 15 artists, 2 nights, 1 stage. Get tickets now at AXS.com.
Get your laundry Vegas ready with Arm & Hammer Power Sheets. Just toss in a detergent sheet. No trips, no plastic jugs, no mess. Arm & Hammer is a proud sponsor of the iHeartRadio Music Festival. Clean up before you turn up. Shop Arm & Hammer Power Sheets now.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center, Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
The 2 right lanes are now blocked off due to that accident on I-35 southbound at Highway 123. A bit easier to get by, but it's still causing about a 15-minute slowdown. There's also a crash on Highway 71 around Scenic Brook Drive and some stop-and-go traffic, I-35 northbound between Onion Creek Parkway and William Cannon. I'm Jason Fossick with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies, offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Perfect for instant contact with an aging parent. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get an extra 60% off, free UPS shipping, and add code radio for an extra 5% off.
At CertaPro Painters, we know that a happy place comes in many colors, like ones that inspire a sense of wonder, or a new flavor that makes life just a little bit sweeter, or one to celebrate those moments that lift you to new heights. With thousands of 5-star reviews, you can trust us to bring happiness home. CertaPro Painters. That's painting happy. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. Contractor license and registration information is available at CertaPro.com.
Wait, if I work today, why should I have to wait 2 weeks to get my money? With Earnin, you can access your pay as you work instead of waiting days and weeks for a paycheck. Get up to $150 a day with a max of $750 between paydays. No interest, no credit checks, and no mandatory fees. Because, hey, it's your money. Download the Earnin app now to get it and join millions of people making any day payday. That's EARNIN. Earnin is not a bank. Access limits are based on your earnings and risk factors. Available in select states. Expedited transfers available for a fee. Terms and restrictions apply. Visit earnin.com for full details.
This Prime Day, July 8th through the 11th, you can get a great deal on a new foot spa, transforming you into the queen of kicking it.
Wait, this has bubble jets. Okay.
Day.
Shop great deals this Prime Day, July 8th through the 11th.
Greg Way here, and no matter who you listen to on the air, and no matter which team you root for, we can all agree in recommending Dr. Greg Eckert as your dentist. Dr. Eckert has been serving the Austin area for 30 years now. He's been my dentist for more than a decade. Greg Eckert and his staff will show you what your situation is, and they'll tell you what they can do to help so that you can make the informed decision about your dental health care needs. Give Dr. Eckert a call today at 512-345-3166. They're open on Fridays if that works for you. 512-345-3166 for Dr. Greg Eckert.
Dick's epic 4th of July sale is on. Get summer ready with 25% off select Stanley drinkware. Get 20% off Igloo coolers and water bottles and select bog bags. Buy one, get one 50% off DSG coolers, canopies, chairs, and water bottles. $200 off Callaway AI smoke irons and TaylorMade QI10 drivers. These deals won't last. Stock up for summer now, in-store or online at Dicks.com. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Do your summer plans include travel? Make sure your prep includes more than just flights and hotels. Stay up to date with COVID-19 vaccination, especially if you're 65 or older or have certain health conditions. There have been surges in COVID-19 in the summer, too. It's important to help protect yourself no matter your destination. So check eligibility and schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. That's VAXassist.com. Brought to you by Pfizer.
Hi, Zoe Saldana. Welcome to T-Mobile. Here's your new iPhone 16 Pro on us.
Thanks. And here's my old phone to trade in.
You don't need a trade-in. When you switch to T-Mobile, we'll give you a new iPhone 16 Pro. Plus, we'll help you pay off your old phone up to $800, and you still get to keep it.
There's always a trade-in.
Not right now at T-Mobile.
I feel like I have to give you something in return for karma.
That's okay.
I don't really have much in my purse. Oh, let's see. Hand sanitizer. It's lavender.
I'm good. Seriously.
Let me check this pocket. Oh, mints?
Really, I'm fine.
Oh, I have raisins. I'm a mom. Wait one sec. I've got cupcakes in the car.
It's our best iPhone offer ever. Switch to T-Mobile. Get a new iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence on us. No trade-in needed. We'll even pay off your phone up to $800.
With 24 monthly bill credits, new line $100 plus a month of experience beyond finance agreement $999.99 and qualifying for it. For well qualified plus tax and $10 connection charge. Pay off via virtual prepaid card allow 15 days. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. See T-Mobile.com.
Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, covering the 40 acres.
Welcome back to the Longhorns Monday edition of the morning kickoff right here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone. We're talking about SEC football in the best case scenario for a lot of the teams that we cover. But now we're going to go to the AFC West, a place where the Kansas City Chiefs have pretty much been dominant.
Yeah.
They own that division.
Yeah.
But now there's been some movement. Some different coaches are in there. Obviously, Andy Reid is the creme de la creme when it comes to that. But now you have Sean Payton. You have Jim Harbaugh. And let's not forget about Pete Carroll making his way to Las Vegas. So this conference is going to be a little bit tighter. Yes, they have the best quarterback when you think about what you've seen from Patrick Mahomes. But Sean Payton has done a really good job with Bo Nix. You also have to look at Geno Smith, who has been the hype man of all hype men here lately, going to Las Vegas. And, of course, you cannot forget about the golden child in Justin Herbert. So as we sit here today and before the season even kicks off, the odds in Las Vegas are the Kansas City Chiefs are sitting at minus 160. The Chargers are sitting at plus 295. The Broncos plus 310. And a team that I am really interested in, believe it or not, is the Las Vegas Raiders. And they are plus 1725. Now, bargain shopping is something that we don't always do. But when you look at the reality of it all, can the Raiders become a team that we start talking about in the highest of highs and the lowest of lows? Right now, the Raiders over-under is 6.5 wins. 6.5 wins in the AFC. And I sit here and you look at what they've done with Ashton Genty. You brought in a quarterback in Geno Smith. You have Chip Kelly as your offensive coordinator. You have opportunities to do some things. But Are you or are you not looking at this team and saying, this could be something that we would look at a little bit later and say, 6.5? Can they be better than 6.5 wins?
Well, Hardge, I would not cut my finger off to say that that's going to happen, but I would think that 6-6 is way too low for what they brought in, and you got to start at the top, and that's Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll is a Hall of Fame coach. He is unbelievable. He gets guys to buy in and play as professionals.
Yep.
And you bring in a quarterback that he knows like the back of his hand to run the ship, and he's not gonna beat you. Your quarterback is not going to beat you.
Yeah.
And you draft the number one running back, a guy that they consider the best running back to come into the NFL since Bijan Robinson. So and you got the number one tight end.
Yep.
Like I'm telling you, I know it's early, but fantasy tight ends, Bowers is going first. So you got the number one running back or top 3 running back. You have the number one tight end. You got a quarterback that's very consistent, a great coach. Don't that sound like a winning team that can get you 10 wins?
That sounds like a recipe to get at least over 6.5.
Definitely over 6.
You still have to go out there and perform, and obviously the schedule will lend itself to you, but you have to go out there and play. And I believe that this is an opportunity for the Raiders, who don't get a lot of love and has been kind of a punching bag because of some situations that have happened before. They went out and made some drastic changes that I really, really enjoy. So we'll see what happens there. Then coming up, you got the Los Angeles Chargers, 9.5 wins, which is a lot. They have to make sure that they fix their offensive line. Jim Harbaugh obviously is a run-first coach who believes that play action is going to be the best thing for Justin Herbert. They got to find out who's going to be the other wide receiver. Obviously, Ladd McConkey, who was not Hall of Famer, but he was a big-time fantasy football player for me last year and helped me get there. They re-signed Mike Williams, big-time wide receiver, and they still have Quentin Johnson. Is Quentin Johnson ready from the 250, ready to take that next step?
Can he catch the ball?
Exactly.
And not have 8 drops in a season. I mean, I'm exaggerating. I think he had like 5 drops.
No, he had more than that.
Like he has so many drops, man. I mean, wide open, could have been touchdown catches, drops, because he loses focus. And that's some of that is coaching, but some of that is him having pride and going, listen, I need to do better.
No doubt. Well, they've got a guy, since you were talking about tight end with Bowers, one of the sleeper tight ends is going to be a Rondé Gaston II. Got K-Town lineage. That's right. Mama's from the 250. He is a guy that was a wide receiver at Syracuse, and they have moved him to the tight end position. He's going to be an integral part of the success that they have this year, and he's already getting rave reviews from all of the mini camps. We also have the Broncos. The Broncos are 9.5 wins. Broncos have done a good job. They got rid of Javonte Williams, who's now with the Dallas Cowboys, but they went out and they got J.K. Dobbins, and they drafted R.J. Harvey. Big-time players making big-time moves with a big-time coach. As much as I don't like Sean Payton, his results that he gets on the field, you can't deny it. Bo Nix,
Texas North.
Yeah, Bo Nix has done a really good job and gotten a lot better than what I thought he was going to be. Is he going to be a guy that is got not a sophomore slump, but will he struggle in his sophomore season, or is he a guy that's going to be all in? And they have Marvin Mims Jr., who was a big-time player for them in the punt return game. He was all-pro in punt return, but now they're trying to use him, and he got hot near the end of the season as the wide receiver. Their win total, 9.5 as well. That's a big number for all these teams to try to get to, but I'm not going to put it past Sean Payton at this point.
That conference is going to eat itself up.
Always does.
Like they're going to be their own worst enemy. They're the closest thing to the NFC East.
No doubt.
Like where I mean, if you come out of that conference, then you're ironclad.
Yeah.
You're going to be good. And I really feel like that the coaching is going to make the difference, not the quarterback. I still am not thinking that Herbert is going to be the guy. Everybody has knighted him and gave him this. He's the next greatest thing. Until I see it, I'm not giving that to him.
Well, you still got. I mean, there's some good quarterback play. As I said, Bo Nix of the Broncos has shown the ability last year. He's athletic enough. He can move
Bo
around.
Nix, he's young and got all the tools.
Yep.
I feel like I would give him the nod over Herbert.
Man, I'm not trying to rub off on you, but it sounds like I'm rubbing off on you for you to start looking at Herbert as not the golden child. But we'll see. We'll see. But last but not least, the team that continues to win, the team that continues to be in the championship conversation is none other than the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs win this division year in, year out. They are 11 and a half wins is their total. They went 12-0 in one-score games last season. And you know as I know, you can't keep winning games like that.
No.
That right there was just your one-score game. All right, we knew you could do that last year. Teams are getting better. Teams are getting better, and they're not going to let that happen. You got blown out in the Super Bowl. You didn't get prepared. I mean, as hard as that is to say, now you look at this team and you say, all right, are they going to get better on the offensive line? Are they going to get some good players to protect the blind side? Are they going to have Rashee Rice back this year with all the talent that they have? It's going to be important for them to get after it.
You know what? It was, as hard as this is for me to say, it was Mahomes' fault. And you talk about a take. It was Mahomes' fault. Them not having, them not having wide receivers consistently is the number one reason. But Mahomes did not play his best year. He was not. I mean, I going back to fantasy again. Like, if you had Patrick Mahomes on your fantasy team, you was very disappointed. He didn't have the 4 touchdown games and the 300 yards every game. In fact, there were several games. He played probably 5 or 6 games where he had 250 yards and a win.
Yeah.
Like,
sometimes
so
you can't put it all on your back all the time.
But
Travis Kelce wasn't good either.
Right. Travis Kelce is the third reason that I felt like they had suffrage.
Yeah.
But if you improve on all of those things, they're all veteran fixes, though.
No doubt. No doubt.
Let's see what happens.
But that's one of those situations when you create a standard so high that how can you live up to it? The fact that
you have to, they get paid to.
Yeah, but the fact that any other quarterback do what Patrick Mahomes did last year, you'd be looking at like it's an amazing year, but because it's Patrick Mahomes, it's like
yeah,
exactly.
Exactly.
When you get the crown,
it's a bummer year for him.
When you wear the crown, you got to get the smoke too. So I agree with that all wholeheartedly. We'll continue these conversations throughout the week as we get ready and get closer and closer to football season. But coming up next, we've got the world's strongest man bringing you his world's strongest take right here on a Longhorns Monday edition of the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone.
The JB and Sandy Show podcast. Stream it on the iHeartRadio app.
Heading northbound on 183, watch out for a stalled vehicle in the right lane at Anderson Mill Road. A crash on Highway 71 and Highway 290 moved from the main lanes over to the right shoulder. And looking onto I-35 southbound in San Marcos for some good news at Highway 123. A crash here has been cleared. I'm Jason Fossick with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Business owners can now keep in touch with up to 200 staff members at one time. Go to rapidradios.com now for up to 60% off and free shipping.
Mark, I saw a plate that said QB Killer. Was that yours?
You know it. And I got it at myplace.com where legends can personalize their own plate.
I tried to get Champ, but it was already taken.
Probably by me twice.
Man, they got everything from Hook'em to Grill Daddy.
Use code The Zone for discounts unless you're scared of a little personality on your plate.
Scared? Please. I'm ordering Hardge 1 right now. MyPlates.com and put some Texas swagger on your ride.
There's nothing like when you get that part from eBay and it just fits. Yeah, the first time. So you can do less of this and get right back to more of this. At eBay, you'll find all the parts you need, guaranteed to fit, at prices you'll love. Sounds good, doesn't it? eBay, things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
I'm Dr. Damon Tanton for Viome. Viome's full body intelligence test is the new science in anti-aging and life-extending insights. Viome analyzes your biological age to see if your body is aging too rapidly. You'll learn how making simple, precise changes in certain foods and supplements can, get this, slow your aging, keep you looking young, and help prevent future health issues. Next, Viome doctors design supplements specifically to your body's needs. Their job is to slow down and help reverse how fast your body is aging. And your Viome microbiome test reveals why you have stomach issues, don't sleep well, have low energy, even why you can't lose weight and more. Viome reboots your body to live longer, live healthier, and look younger.
Viome is changing lives. Order your full body intelligence test online and save $50. Viome guarantees rapid, remarkable health improvements your doctor will notice. Visit Viome.com, promo code THRIVE. That's VIOME.com, promo code THRIVE.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
What makes you so different than the rest of us?
We ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Tell me more.
Our investment counselors focus on service over sales, prioritizing clients' needs.
How do you make money?
We don't sell any commission-based products. We have a simple management fee based on the value of our client's portfolio. So we do better when our clients do better.
What about client portfolios?
We get to know each client, their finances, family, health, lifestyle, and more. And then we tailor a portfolio based on their specific goals and needs.
Your clients really come first then, huh?
Yes, we make them a top priority. Our goal is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement.
Wow, maybe we are different.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
From the ABA Heating and Cooling Weather Center, this is Zone Weather.
Your Austin weather, partly cloudy skies for your Monday. Could see a stray shower or storm, a high of 95. Partly cloudy tonight, a low of 73. Tuesday, mostly sunny, a high in the mid to upper 90s.
This report is sponsored by Randall's. In a rush and don't have time to shop for groceries? Let Randall's do the shopping for you. Now at Randall's, get $30 off your first online order. With free pickup or delivery, you will always get the same great prices, deals, and rewards as in-store. Shop Randalls.com or in the app.
iHeartRadio's got you covered for the summer. Hit play on the perfect summer playlist like Summer Classics. Road tripping with commercial-free weekends on Smells Like the 90s. Or zone out in the shade with a good podcast. Your summer soundtrack is already in your pocket with the free iHeartRadio app. Find your next summer preset now.
iHeartRadio. Wake up with Hardge and Henry in the morning kickoff on 1300 The Zone.
You heard that beat dropping, it can only mean one thing. WWE Hall of Fame and World's Strongest Man, the Mark Henry, brings you his World's Strongest Take. Take it away, big fella.
All right.
What's up, man?
What time is it?
What time is it?
It's time for the World's Strongest Take by the World's Strongest Broadcast. Back then, they didn't know me. Now I'm hot. They all on me. Guys, my take today goes to the WNBA. One of the most outstanding players in the league is, in fact, Caitlin Clark. No, I'm kidding. It is. Caitlin Clark is outstanding. Asia Wilson, incredible. And she actually did one of the most impressive things in the history of their league. But those two women are not the reason I'm talking today. It is Angel Reese. Angel Reese has continued to do exactly what she was drafted to do, to come in and help change the franchise she plays for. She did it at LSU, and now she's doing it in the WNBA. She is on a list, a very prestigious list of a player that not only can score double digits, rebound in double digits, but also have 5 and 5. She is one of 4 people to ever do it in that league. And for her to rebound at least 15 rebounds in 4 consecutive games has never, ever been done. It's never been done. And we talk about the Caitlin Clark effect. Yes. Caitlin Clark has done an amazing job with bringing light to the league, but so has Angel Reese, and we keep saying this. Angel Reese also jumped up into the category where she's compared to Lisa Leslie, Tina Thompson, and Shamika Holdsclaw. Very, very select company. All Hall of Famers in the WNBA. So if you're going to be compared to at the second year in the league, what is 5 years going to look like? What is 10 years going to look like if they're blessed to have that? The woman is scoring 51% from the field. She doesn't take a lot of threes.
No, that's not her game.
That's not her game.
Yeah, that's not.
But
that's
she
not her game.
even saying so, she's shooting from 3-point land 38%.
Yeah.
If she was to score more and take more shots and not just score off rebounding, she could average over 20 points a game. But that's just scoring is not her thing. But Hardge, 51%. Throw the ball to her more. If I'm the coach, I want to get at least 5 more shots to her a game. I feel like it would fix. The woman is doing stuff that nobody's ever done, and I feel like we are underappreciating her efforts. What say you?
I would say, yeah, I would agree with you on the underappreciation. We got all the jokes and everybody giving a meme out there, but it is true. She just picked up her 36th career double-double in just 50 games. That's not normal.
That's not at all.
She's already in the top 10 in rebounding in Chicago Sky history. You mentioned
2 years.
You've mentioned the fact that she's had 4 consecutive 15-plus rebounding game, and they're all double-doubles because of what she's been able to do. Yesterday, she was 24-16-7, shot 53% from the field. Her brother just signed with the Lakers, so she is now doing her thing with her brother being able to get into the NBA. But more about her is her numbers are undeniable when you start to look at it. She plays hard. She doesn't take any crap. She is one of those – she's unapologetic for the way that she goes about her business, which she should be. I mean, she should be able to go out there and strut her stuff the way she wants to. I just think that sometimes I think all of the angst is because she is so outspoken. I think a lot of people are always trying to knock down what she does because she says it with her chest all the time. But that's just their problem. That should be their problem.
That's people dealing with her.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Look, that's your opinion. That's not a fact.
Exactly.
What we're talking about is the facts.
And the numbers don't lie.
And the numbers don't lie.
Yep.
But you bring that up about her. That's because she embraced the hate. She feeds off of it. So that's part of her game also.
But she also can get very sensitive about the hate sometimes too.
Right. And that's she's got to grow into, but she's a young woman.
No, I'm saying that, but that's why I'm saying you can't be on both sides of it. That's part of the maturity level.
We had an issue with her in the sex conversation about, how people view her, but she'll go out in short so short you can see her soul.
Man, but I'm just saying.
You gotta stop it. You can't do both. Like you just said, you cannot do both.
You have to lock yourself in, and what we've been able to see from her on the court is something that you cannot deny. She is one of the best, and she continues to set records with the way that she plays. And I think, the way everybody else is talking about her, I think we're starting to get the edge and the info of everything that needs to be happening. So, yeah, I'm down with you with that, talking about Angel Reese. And, again, another great take by the world's strongest man. Coming up next, we're going to close out the show, send you to Dan Patrick. USA, handle business. And there is a sport that wants to come to Austin that we have not talked about. We'll talk about it right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio AM 1300, The Zone.
For the fourth time in 5 years, the Texas Longhorns have won the Directors' Cup.
Texas wins the national championship. The Longhorns are on top of the college softball world.
From the courts to the field, Texas has dominated the nation.
Texas is going to the Final Four. The Texas women are headed for the Final Four.
1300 The Zone, the home of the Texas Longhorns. Hook 'em.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center. Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
Heading northbound on 183, watch out for a stalled vehicle in the right lane at Anderson Mill Road. A crash on Highway 71 and Highway 290. Move from the main lanes over to the right shoulder. And looking onto I-35 southbound in San Marcos for some good news at Highway 123. A crash here has been cleared. I'm Jason Fossick with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies, offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Perfect for instant contact with an aging parent. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get an extra 60% off, free UPS shipping, and add code radio for an extra 5% off.
This is Mark Henry, the world's strongest man. Discover the true taste of Texas at Mom's Food, Smokehouse, and Delicatessen, where everything is handcrafted in-house, from the mustard to the bacon. Proudly featured in the inaugural Michelin Guide of Texas, they source the finest products from local producers. Visit us at 5811 Manor Road, Austin, Texas, or find them at your favorite farmer's market. Pre-order their barbecue today. Don't you keep the best delicatessen in Austin a secret. Tell them Mark Henry sent you.
In the podcast, The United States of Kennedy, two Kennedy-obsessed hosts with contrasting perspectives take a deep dive into the Kennedy family's impact, good and bad, on American culture. This week, we're talking about Teddy Kennedy and Chappaquiddick.
There's the official record, and then there's a lot of other theories about what happened that night, and I have my own.
Listen on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Follow the United States of Kennedy and start listening on the free iHeart Radio app today.
The last thing anyone wants is to leave behind confusion, stress, or worse, family conflict. That's why estate planning isn't just for the wealthy. It's for families like mine. And probably like yours. With Trust and Will, I created my estate plan in minutes, from naming guardians for my kids to putting our house in a trust to avoid probate. Fast, affordable, and way easier than I thought. Every plan is designed by estate planning attorneys and customized for your state. Plans start at just $199 and include essentials like healthcare directives and power of attorney. With Trust and Will's bank-level security and built-in privacy protections, your personal information and your wishes stay safe. Whether you're newly married, raising kids, caring for aging parents, or just want peace of mind, Trust and Will makes it easy to protect what matters most. Go to trustandwill.com, use code RADIO at checkout, and save 20% on your personalized plan. Because there's no better time to protect the people you love. Trust and Will is an online estate planning service. See website for details.
The Athletes Unlimited Softball League is coming to Round Rock July 17th through the 20th at Dell Diamond. Watch these legendary AUSL Pro softball players on the Bandits and Volts battle it out, including Sis Bates, Rachel Garcia, Skylar Wallace, Texas-owned Bella Dayton, and many more. To learn more, go to the AUSL.com and get your tickets today. That's the AUSL.com for tickets. Athletes Unlimited Softball, July 17th through the 20th at Dell Diamond in Round Rock. AUSL, this is legendary.
Level up your summer projects with 4th of July savings on top brand cordless power tools from the Home Depot. Whether you're working on a fence, a planter box, or a new workbench, get the power and runtime you need with the Ryobi One Plus 18-volt 2 toolkit from the Home Depot for only $99 plus $139. Get 4th of July savings on the cordless power you need to make summer projects easier than ever. Right now at the Home Depot.
Texas weather can be wild. Protect your home with residential metal roofing from Mueller Inc. Strong, stylish, and designed to last, our metal roofs handle wind, hail, and heat with minimal maintenance. With a range of colors and styles, you'll get lasting beauty and proven durability, all backed by paint warranties up to 45 years. Visit with one of our sales representatives today at any of our locations across Texas, including Marble Falls and Spicewood.
With great deals coming this Prime Day, July 8th through the 11th, greatness is a deal away. So if you love baking, you can get a deal on a new mixer, transforming you into the Lord of the Loaves.
Hear ye! Make way for the baron of brioche, the sultan of sourdough, the lord of the loaves, prime member Dave!
Yeah, hi?
Shop great deals this Prime Day, July 8th through the 11th.
Get the Apple Leasing Advantage today. Visit appleleasing.com. That's appleleasing.com.
Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, your home for the Horns.
What a great show we've had right here on the Morning Kickoff. Longhorns Monday edition of the Morning Kickoff. And we cannot go. If you have missed any part of the show, get over to our podcast page, wherever you get your podcast. But, of course, we always want you to be on that always free iHeartRadio app. We're going to continue the conversations as we've had great ones all day long. We just had Mark Henry's World's Strongest Take about Angel Reese, and he's actually spot on that one. We also talked about the AFC West. We did the best case scenario for the SEC. We heard a lot from Arch Manning, so you do not want to miss any of it. So tell your friends to get over there and start listening to the podcast. But right now, USA advanced over Costa Rica last night and now will play Guatemala on Wednesday, and both teams had to come down to PKs. And let me tell you this, if you do not know the goalkeeper's name, remember the name Freeze. He is the best goalkeeper that we have seen. I have never in my life been so excited to watch a PK. Matt Freeze is the superhero of the USA soccer team. He was a guy that a lot of folks were questioning for USA Soccer. Is he truly the goalkeeper? He didn't knock just one down. He knocked down 3 PKs against Costa Rica. And I was just sitting there losing my mind because there was a couple brothers that was playing for USA. I was trying to figure out how they stayed on the team because they were struggling.
They was on the struggle bus.
Oh, my goodness. One of them, I was just like, this dude needs to get off the field.
Like,
get
man,
off the pitch.
You ever thought about baseball?
Yeah. No, I didn't even want him going out there. I wanted him to try to be a field goal kicker or something. But it was unbelievable what I was able to witness last night. Matt Freeze did it once again. 3 saves. 3 saves to advance the USA
Hey, man, that
team.
hot seat will make you play better. That coach was on the hot seat.
Man, they were sitting, man, it was unbelievable. If you missed it, go over and check it out. You can Google it. You can go rewatch it. It was outstanding. I was on the edge of my seat the entire time watching the USA take on Costa Rica. As I said, they will take on Guatemala on Wednesday. But I wanted to talk about this, Mark, because one sport that we have not talked about possibly coming to Austin, Texas as a pro level. We've talked about football. We know that's not happening. Texas is the pro football team here.
Yeah.
We had one point where we talked about Major League Baseball. We know that that's not happening because they don't want that in between here. And we also talked about the WNBA. But one sport we did not talk about is, guess what?
What?
We gonna do that hockey.
We gonna talk that hockey?
We gonna talk that hockey.
We gonna do that
How
hockey?
is it that we have not mentioned the fact that Austin is throwing their name in the hat for an NHL team? Now you start to think about all of this and you say, New Orleans, Austin, Atlanta, Houston, and Indy. Now, if I am interested in becoming a team that can take over a hockey scene, I think Austin should throw their name into the hat for hockey. I think it can be supported. I know I've been out to watch the Texas Stars play. They are that game, they're always packed. And if you put a pro franchise of hockey, I guarantee it will be accepted here before any of those other sports.
Wow. I mean, that's saying it with your chest. You're stepping out there.
I'm stepping out there. I can't believe we haven't talked about it. We were talking about WNBA with Miss Fran Harris.
Yeah.
She is really pushing
and
for
I
that.
thought that's going to be the
It still
next
can be.
pro team that comes to Austin.
It could be.
What's interesting is Austin has a little cult hockey following in this city.
That's what I'm saying.
There's a lot of little small leagues that run year round.
What is that going to do for them, though? If you bring in a pro team here, that's going to eat into.
Well, no, I'm not talking money wise. I'm talking like not the minor league teams. I'm talking small like leagues played throughout the city, like as in fans playing.
Yeah.
There's a lot of it in this city that people don't know about at a lot of the ice skating rings all over the city.
Yeah. So here's where I am with that. Think about this. You know how difficult it will be to build a stadium for baseball. You know how difficult it would be for football. Obviously, you would have to try to work out something for basketball at the Moody. You might even be able to do something with hockey in the Moody. But I don't think you want to put hockey in the Moody because of the simple fact that it's the interchanging, because you're already doing concerts. You're going to be doing basketball.
It's a lot.
Men and women basketball. And trying to get that floor
How big of a stadium do you think that they would need? Like
10,000.
Look at Palmer Auditorium holds 8.
Well, I mean, you also think about Cedar Park.
Well, that's true too.
I mean, it is packed in there to go watch the Stars. It is always busy. And I firmly believe that if given the opportunity, a hockey team, an NHL hockey team would survive here. Nobody thought that Q2 was going to be able to do what it's been able to do.
Right.
They're getting ready to host an all-star game at Q2 for the MLS. So, yeah, this is something that is huge, and I'm all in on this.
I am too. I mean, I think it's time for pro sports and not just a national sport, but an international sport.
Yes.
We've been University of Texas centric for 100 years.
Right.
You know, so, I mean, now is the best time. You got all of these transplants from all over the world moving to Austin.
Agreed.
And there are 2.2 million people now in this city and surrounding areas.
Well, let's think about it.
Let's give them something.
Think about it. We've tried everything else. The conversations have happened. This is the first time that I've ever had a conversation about NHL of trying to bring a pro team here. Texas doesn't have a pro team.
Hey,
Austin does not.
We're gonna start a hockey club.
Hey, we're gonna do that hockey.
We're gonna do that hockey,
We're gonna do
man.
that hockey.
We gonna do that hockey club.
That's what we gonna do. I want to thank Mark Henry. I want to thank my guy Marcus. I want to thank you, the people, as always. And just remember this, folks. We'll be better tomorrow, but don't believe everything you see, because even salt looks like sugar. Peace. Summertime is officially here, y'all. Time for those road trips, lake days, and family adventures. And your neighbors at Covert Ford Hutto, well, they've got you covered.